Hi everyone, Marian here. Welcome back to my channel and welcome to another video about the Jewish holiday of Yom Kippur. So if you're watching this right when it comes out, then Yom Kippur is just a few days away, and this is the holiest day in the whole Jewish calendar year, and it's one of those days that we have been preparing for at least a month, hopefully, beforehand, spiritually, for this day. So we finished celebrating Rosh Hashanah, and now it's time to reflect on the year that's been and to pray for the year to come, and that all happens during the holiday of Yom Kippur. And I want to talk today about why Jewish people fast on Yom Kippur, because that is perhaps the most signature component of the day. It's what it's really known for, especially in like mainstream culture. If you don't know too much about Judaism, you've probably heard about fasting on Yom Kippur, and you may be wondering why. And for anyone who is Jewish who's about to embark on this big fast day, I think it's really helpful to know why it is we're doing what we're doing. So let's jump in. If you're new here, my name is Marian and I make videos about being a mom and being a Jewish mom. So if you like this kind of content, don't forget to hit that red subscribe button down below and give this video a big thumbs up to let me know you like it. Okay, so fasting, literally not eating food for the entire period of Yom Kippur. So Yom Kippur begins and ends at sunset. It is actually a 25-hour fast. That's just a little bit of a technicality, but kind of like Shabbat is technically 25 hours, Yom Kippur is also 25 hours. Okay, so why are we fasting? Like, why are we doing this to ourselves, right? So in the actual Torah, this is not something that was sort of developed later on by rabbis, but in the actual Torah, I pulled up the portion here. It's Leviticus 23:27. It actually says that we have to fast on Yom Kippur. I'll read you the English. It says, "Mark, the 10th day of this 7th month is the Day of Atonement," which is what we call Yom Kippur, the Day of Atonement, where we're atoning for our sins. "It shall be a sacred occasion for you. You shall practice self-denial, and you shall bring an offering by fire to the Lord." So this idea of self-denial is the idea of a fast, and it's common actually throughout the Jewish year that we have fast days, and they're always holy and special, and it's a really unique physical signifier that we are committing to a day of prayer and a day of focus on God. So the fast is a vehicle for our mind, for our prayers, to be able to focus on this important conversation with God that's supposed to happen on Yom Kippur. So Yom Kippur is the ultimate day in the calendar year where we want to atone for the sins, anything we have done wrong the year before, and pray for the year to come. So it's this really critical conversation, and fasting is a way to focus our mind, ideally, and bring a physical component to sort of elevate this relationship and conversation with God that we're gonna have. So to achieve this reflection and repentance on Yom Kippur, we practice this self-denial. So it's a way to signify to ourselves and to God how much we care about what we're doing on this day, how important it is that we're not letting any distractions in the way and anything that would bring us joy or therefore kind of take us out of the moment of prayer and reflection, because we might be focusing on that like eating does or preparing meals. We want our full focus and full attention on the day of Yom Kippur and what we're meant to do on that day. And although there is an element of self-denial and self-sacrifice, like we heard in the words of the Torah, that are critical to the idea of fasting, right? There is a deprivation there. It's also supposed to hopefully elevate what's going on for you that day, to eliminate the distractions that kind of get in the way on your normal day-to-day life, and to hopefully have this really beautiful connection with God during your prayers that day, because you're not focused on the everyday physical life. So in Judaism, there's often spoken about this separation between man, God and animals, right? So like we kind of live in this world where we're in touch with our animal nature, and there's certain things we, are very animalistic in, but we're also in touch with our divine nature. So we're able to kind of separate from those animalistic needs, like to be able to go a day without food and be able to focus on that divine connection and God. There's also lots of beautiful poetry and writings about the fast on Yom Kippur. And on the day, if you're in synagogue, you'll hear the Haftorah read, which comes from the book of Isaiah. And there's a lot in that all about the fast. And it's this beautiful sort of poem to God about why we're doing what we're doing. So I'll reference the exact portions, you can look it up. But there's a lot more about what I'm talking about than just this. And one of the things that this Haftorah portion mentions is that fasting is a way to cry out to God. Similar to the way the shofar is this call to us in the physical world, like we hear the sound of the shofar and we're moved by it, we're called to prayer. An internal fast is like an internal cry to God about how much we need him or how much we need this conversation. So there's a lot of like beautiful elements of synchronicity that are going on and ties between, how we're feeling and how we're praying and how our emotions are in the day. But I can't end this video before talking about what to do if you cannot fast or if fasting is a real struggle for you. And personally, that's me. So first of all, I am 8 months pregnant. I always like to show the belly in the videos just to keep a little log. So I definitely will not be fasting this year. For anyone who has a medical kind of issue, if you're a very religious or observant Jewish person, you would talk to your rabbi and sort of tell them, my doctor said it would be very dangerous for me to fast, and your rabbi would say, yes, of course, don't fast. If you're less religious and you just know that it's a bad idea for you, then you just wouldn't fast. For me personally, I have not fasted in many, many years because I have been either pregnant or breastfeeding. So for me, it's way more important to take care of my physical body. It doesn't help anyone if I'm passing out or, collapsed in misery while people are trying to like go to shul. So I don't fast. I haven't for a long time. I stopped, I can't remember. I guess it was probably the year before I got pregnant was my last time fasting. I had a really, really bad experience. At the end of the day, we were actually arriving at our break fast, is the meal that you have at the end of Yom Kippur to break the fast. And I almost passed out. I felt so sick. I was okay during the beginning of the day, and then I usually end up taking a nap in the afternoon, and then it just hit and it was miserable. So I think, so what I do, if I'm not pregnant and not nursing, I will try to fast the beginning of the day. I can go until lunch, right, without eating. Or what I'll try to do is have a really simple, not exciting kind of meal, just dry toast, just something to get me through the day so I'm not passing out, but not indulging in food either. Another really hard thing is giving food to your kids. So children who are not bar mitzvah age, who are 13 and under, do not have to fast. So usually you still have to feed them, and that's really hard when you're fasting. So some advice I have is to prep their meals beforehand, or kind of work your way around that. But honestly, when you're doing that physical maternal or paternal labor during the day, it's very hard to also fast. But what I was gonna say is, aside from kind of limiting food or limiting special foods or special treats in the day, if you want to observe a type of fast and you cannot actually physically fast, you can also think about other ways to sort of practice the self-denial, right? So maybe that's not taking a shower or a bath kind of thing. Maybe that's skipping the morning coffee. Or if you're not that religious and you normally would be watching TV after synagogue, or playing music on the radio, you can cut that. Of course, a social media fast, detox, is always great. We try to do that on Shabbat too, but to take time away from your phone and your emails and social media on the day is definitely a type of self-denial and a fast. And then you can also just think about how to create that same idea of elevation without the deprivation. So how do you best connect with your prayers and that sense of divinity that you want to touch during the Yom Kippur day, right? So maybe that's going on a long walk by yourself. Maybe that's taking a bath and using that time to reflect. Maybe it's meditating in nature, wherever it is that you go to physically calm yourself and create that sort of ability to connect with your thoughts and prayers. Maybe Yom Kippur is a day to do that for you. So I just encourage you to not be too kind of all or nothing about the idea of a fast, especially those with medical issues, those with eating disordered issues. It's not the goal of the holiday to be, triggered or to hurt or harm yourself in any way. That's a core component of Judaism, is to take care of yourself. So with that, I'm wishing a Gemar Chatima Tova, which means may you be sealed for a good year. Thank you so much for being here with me. I'd love to hear your thoughts and your plans for Yom Kippur, so definitely let me know in the comments, and I will see you for my next video after Yom Kippur, and probably be getting more into the getting ready for baby videos. So I know it's tough on my channel because I have like the Jewish stuff and the baby stuff, and probably not much audience who likes both, but I still will be doing both as much as I can. But if you are interested in like preparing for labor, delivery, and baby, that's probably what you'll see in the coming weeks, because that's what I'll be up to. All right, so I'll see you in the next one. Bye, guys.